Happy to get this win. At this time of the year, you don't know what to expect after you've been through what we've been through. Really right there. You're wondering if the guys are going to be thinking about we should be playing Duke tomorrow. Are they into the game that you're playing now? And it's an easy thing for them to do at their young age. I thought they did a good job. Playing well. We really played good D in the first half. The second half, I'm not sure it was our defense as much as some early turnovers. We scored the first 4 points of the second half, and then we gave them 4 or 6 right back to them off turnovers. And we had 13 for the game, and that's kind of bothering me because I think we've been somewhat of a low turnover team most of the year. And we got 4 in OJ, and we got Marlon with 2, so that's 6 my point guards made. That's unacceptable. We've got to handle the ball better. But the defense was good. Nigel Pearson had a tremendous game, shooting the basketball. As a freshman, I knew he was going to be motivated since it was Lamar, Beaumont, and I had no qualms about him being ready to play. Caven had 13 rebounds. He had 9 at halftime, and I think that's just a tremendous stat, a double-double on his part. And I still don't think he played as well as we've seen him play. We had 3 double-digit scores. We had Bobby with 9, and when that usually happens, we're on the winning end of the scoreboard. So I thought we did a real good job on Colton Weisbrod. He's a first-team all-conference performer for Lamar, and I believe that's going to be. I believe that was a big difference in the game, right there. So I'll leave it to you guys to ask the questions after that.
Double-double for Caven, but he had 4 fouls again. He's been getting in foul trouble a lot recently. Is that something you're concerned about?
Very, very good question. Yes. I told Caven if there's one weakness he has a player that he stands too straight up. He doesn't get down, bend his knees. He tends to reach, thinking he can knock that ball out of somebody's hands. And in some cases, it's just bad luck, like the second foul against Troy when he went up and they called charge. That's a very controversial call. Very controversial call. And anyway, that's his 3rd game in a row. Maybe no, 4th game in a row. The 3 conference tournament games in this one. So that is, and believe me, a good coach could pick up on that.
What do you think you can do to kind of get him to focus a little more, or anything you can?
Well, I think he was totally focused in the tournament. So he's going to have to understand that he's limiting his minutes, even though he had 32. There's going to be some games where he's going to get 36, and he limited himself as far as minutes played in the postseason tournament. We didn't.
I'm sorry, Coach. Have you given any thought to this being the first postseason win in a national tournament in a long time for this program?
Well, I was just told that on the way over here to meet you guys, and I'm really glad our group had a chance to do that. This is really a special group, guys. When we got 8 new guys, this is the 2nd time in my career that this has happened. And going into the 07-08 season, we only brought 5 guys back, either through telling some guys it's in their best interest to leave, or guys not playing and leaving on their own, which is a combination of what happened last spring. Again. And for the 2nd time, that team in 07-08 at Stephen F. Austin won the title, beat Oklahoma with Blake Griffin, beat SMU, beat San Diego the year University of San Diego represented Gonzaga's. That's the last time somebody other than Gonzaga has won the tournament. And they beat UConn in the first round. We beat them at their place. It was a heck of a basketball team when you only had 5 guys coming back. Well, fast forward 9 years, and here we are again. The only thing we didn't do, we didn't win the title. We finished 3rd, and tied for 3rd. We came very close to winning the tournament. And now, you're at 21 wins. That team had 26 wins. This team has 21. But that team was 8 years in my tenure at Stephen F. This is my 4th year. So, This team is a very special team, and I'm glad they could add another accolade to the collection that they've acquired thus far this year.
You mentioned Caden's foul trouble in the tournament, but someone who stepped up since the tournament, Neja. What have you seen from him since?
Well, he had 9 rebounds himself, 13 points, one shy. Neja's getting good. Neja, he's a little hard hit, but he can take coaching. I mean, he's probably a guy that I've gotten very close to. When I say give him a hard time, that's because he and I have gotten close. I get on him, he takes it, and I'm 2 minutes later. Did I just yell at you? He's a tough kid. Well, how else can you describe a guy that's living and coming over here and didn't know, our language, learned it, and has been over here now 3 years and sees his parents, probably no more than 15 days a year. I mean, he's a tough kid. He's my kind of player. He really is.
You're talking about the good game Nigel had. He had 0 points in the first half and 18 in the second half.
It was a big time second half.
Were you expecting him to kind of turn it on after getting in foul
Well,
trouble?
I think he had a little foul trouble first half. He had 2 quick fouls, so that led to his problems. But he's just 90% of the time, I'll say, he has been there for us. He's had some bad games, but they're not very many. And when he has had a bad game, we've lost more so than not. And I'll give you examples. He played poorly against A&M Corpus Christi here back early. It was his birthday, and they probably had 50 people from Beaumont here. And that was a distraction. And then the NCAA tournament game, he and several others put so much pressure on themselves that they didn't play up to their capabilities. So generally speaking, it's generally when I think he puts this kind of pressure on himself that these bad games come about. But I mean, you can probably count them on one hand, and if you're going to need more than one hand, you're only going to need 1 or 2 fingers. As far as bad games he's had this year, and for a freshman, that's quite an accomplishment.
I think a lot of that has to do with maturity. He's pretty mature for a young kid.
Well, yeah. He's raised right. His mother raised him right, and tough kid, and number 5 in his class of about 350. So he's got his act together. He's much more mature than most freshmen. Yes, to answer your question.
Coach, would you say this game had like an old Southland Conference feel to it? Matched up with Lamar.
I didn't think of it that way. I got to be honest with you. I just thought of it as another game. We need to win 4 or 5. Depending on some teams are going to get by the second round. So we need to win 4 or 5 to win the tournament. And I feel like we can do that. I do. I feel like we can win this tournament. Stay healthy, maintain a good attitude. I sure like to see more people come to our game Sunday, and if y'all can help me get the word out, I'd really, really be appreciative of that.
So the game will be Sunday?
We think it's going to be Sunday, yeah. And we think we're going to host it, and we've talked to them before, and they haven't guaranteed it that, but they've kind of indicated, favorable discussion that we can work that out type thing.
Any idea on the opponent by chance?
No, I have no idea. And if we do play Sunday here, it'll be a 4:30 or 5 o'clock game, they told us. So we're going to do 5 o'clock, maybe that's not interfere with the baseball, softball games.
How difficult is it making on you guys to not know, in most tournaments, you can take a look at a bracket and see, okay, here's who we'll possibly match up with, and but as far as like the scouting, it just doesn't give you much time.
Just makes tonight a very long night. We have a very long night tonight.